Alright, it's gonna be another puzzle vlog now. Because I just spent like an hour upstairs just on my phone doing jack shit when I have like many a final project to complete. And I am just so frustrated with myself that I'm just, making myself think about bad decisions, like a lecture from your parents. As you can see, I'm quite a bit rattled. It looks like I'm drunk, but I swear I'm not. I would be underaged. Oh, that works, okay. Oh, that also works. Okay, I didn't even think that was possible. Grab stuff, will ya? Oh, come on. No. Just no. I think it's that piece right there. It fits very well. This piece doesn't go there, it goes somewhere here because I've been misplacing everything. Or maybe it goes somewhere here. I don't know. Let's just put it here. Ugh. Honestly, I didn't come here with a plan, so I'm just winging it right now. Ooh, good idea. There we go. And yeah, people are home. Oh, brother. Doing puzzles not quite enjoyable when you don't have a good plan. And right now I don't have any plan, so well, that one works. I guess we should continue what we were doing. That was this section. Oh my goodness. This one. Oh, good. Okay, there we go. We got that. Well, I don't know if we'll get anything else. Oh. Okay, good. We're making good progress, yes, sir. Oh, this giant, what looks to be a scar here. Scar. I say that in the deepest voice I have, yes. That's not ominous at all, yes. Okay, search for more pieces. That doesn't do shit. This one, I thought it was there, but I guess not. What about this one? This looks promising. It is flesh colored. Oh, you guys want to know a cool story? So, I'm a regular enjoyer of Markiplier's videos, right? And just recently, he came out with a series where he played this horror game, right? Now, there's this one, like, really, I don't know if it's indicative of any mental disorders I have, but I'll say it anyways. What I like to do is I like to put on videos of horror games or anything horror related. And then, like, you know, just put them on my phone and then, like, put it somewhere that's near something that's distracting. So usually I'll put it on my phone, and then, like, that'll keep me from going on my phone because I am also scared shitless by horror games. I do not like horror games. So the rationale is I will put on, like, a horror game, and that compels me to not look anywhere in that direction, right? So if it's to the left of me and it's on my phone, I will just not face that way at all. And then, like, I'll like put volume on it so that, like, it has, you know, impact on it and everything, and, like, jump scares and everything. Just make it such that I will not look there at all, right? Now, that's great. That's all fine and dandy. I did that with a Markiplier's playthrough of Silent Hill F, right? Now, it got a bit intense. And I actually got kind of invested in his playthrough, you know, something of my plan backfiring. And so I actually spent quite a lot of time not doing my intended work, but instead researching about Silent Hill F, and it's still pretty fucking terrifying. If you get caught, like, it's, you know, a game where you gotta beat monsters, but if you get, you know, slayed by them, pretty bad things will happen. And I think those witnessing the bad things had kind of an impact, because that night I just was not able to sleep. Sounds like something a 6-year-old would experience, just not being able to sleep because of a horror game. But happened to me. I went to sleep at, like, I think it was like around 1, which is surprisingly my usual time. Yeah, my sleep schedule is fucked. Thank God this semester's over. And well, I went to sleep at 1, and, you know, like, at the other end of my room, so my bed's at one end of the room, but at the other end is this huge closet. Well, not huge, but it's like a separate doorway to it. Hello. I already threw them out.
Okay. 你要不要一点 cake?
No, I'm good.
Okay, 我做点豆腐。
All right. So yeah, I have a closet. And you know, when you turn off the lights and everything goes dark, it's basically just a giant fucking shadow. It's like humongously dark. It is very ominous, and the source of my terrors for that night. I just could not stop thinking about that closet and what could potentially come out of it. This whole thing just seems like a giant thing a 6-year-old would talk about, or maybe like me if I was reminiscing about my childhood. But this happened to me, the adult me, for real. And I actually in the middle of the night I went to my phone and just put on a podcast for me to listen to, so I could just rest easy. And that didn't really seem to help, so I got up at like fucking 2 or 3 in the morning. I went to my phone, I went on ChatGPT, and I was like, hey, I got a bit spooked by this video game, and I just can't fucking sleep. What do? I actually typed that into ChatGPT, and you know, they were like, you remind yourself that it's not real, and I forget what the other, oh yeah, like breathe deeply, do this breathing exercise, and so forth. And like, I don't know, I just felt like it didn't help, but like sooner or later, like exhaustion got the best of me, and I remember seeing the clock. It was like 4 when I finally actually went to dreamland, you know? And then I had to wake up at fucking 6, because, you know, I gotta catch the train to go to school. So yeah, not a fun day. And you know, like when you don't get enough sleep, bad things happen to you. And bad things in my case are, you know, when you stand up too quickly and you're like, your mind goes all haywire for a few seconds. Yeah, my symptom of not having enough sleep is when that happens to me. Frequently, just sitting there, and then my mind goes, and my mind goes a bit blank. I start having thoughts about existentialism. It's like the one thing I remember, not really remember, but like have the vague memory of, like, I'm just thinking about this random thing of my daily life, and oh no, I'm entering one of those things. And then suddenly, like, what is the meaning of life? And like, what will happen when I die? And all this and that. And then seconds later, like, what was that? Oh right, oh yeah, I'm back here now. Oh, what was that thing about my daily life again? It's just, wow, I'm becoming a philosopher for a few seconds, and then yeah, so that's my symptom of having not enough sleep. And I experienced that quite a few times that day. So yeah, it's probably not good to have that, especially when you're standing up, because like you can and will lose your balance when you do that, when you experience such things. And then like when you do experience them, you gotta, like, the first thing I do is reach for something to grab, because I know if I don't, I'm gonna like make a tumble, and everyone's gonna laugh at me, you know? It's like, you know, head trauma. Like, I mean, like, head trauma is fine. I'm fine with head trauma. If I can faint in private, I will gladly faint in private. But I don't want to faint in public. That makes me look like a fucking weirdo. So, you know, priorities come first. So that's why I always grab onto something when I know I'm about to, you know, faint. I think that's my TED Talk. Does that count as a TED Talk? a TED Talk about my specific nightmares from this specific day. Yes, that would be a great TED Talk. Honestly, I have a lot of work to do. I've got this final project that's due in 2 days, and I just have not felt interested at all. It's one of those things where like you gotta like go beyond the classroom and then into real life and do this sort of thing about the social justice issue in real life. It's all in real life, and like, yeah, I guess that's fine. I guess it's fine that it's in real life, but at the same time, never mind, it's fine. I guess I gotta step out of my comfort zone somehow, you know? So yeah, that's fine. But it's one of those things where like you gotta actually make something, and the thing I chose to make will be on YouTube, and like you'll see then. It's got a special title. It's gonna be one of the only things on this channel that doesn't have a number next to it. It won't be like R-log or V-log or B-log or whatever. It's gonna be an actual functioning title. And yada yada yada. Isn't that wonderful? It feels like I'm promoting a movie or something that I know will flop. It's just like, you know, check out this thing. I'm not sure about the quality of it at all. Oh my goodness gracious, just right into the phone microphone. Well, I'm not getting matches as of late. I feel like this is a sign of my age, you know? I feel like it's around that time of life where like I should really be thinking about like my will and testament, right? Like, you know, as you're becoming this age, the question of like when will I die and not like if I will die, you know? Like, well, we all know that death is a certainty, but like, you know, at a certain age it becomes like it starts becoming like when will it happen rather than like, oh, it's far away. It's not at the top of my mind, you know? Like now it's at the top of my mind, and I'm like, oh crap, this is something I have to worry about now. So that's where I'm at regarding such thing. It's absolutely strange that this doesn't go anywhere here. I would absolutely think it would. I'll just leave it there. I'm just rambling. I just need to make myself come awake. Cause like so much of today has just been me mindlessly scrolling. And it's a habit I've been fighting over and over and over again, but like it just feels like they're a part of you now. Like once you've become accustomed, then you can't become unaccustomed. You have to live with it like it's a tumor that's like right beside your heart, so you can't risk a surgery, you know? Or maybe, I don't know how surgeries work. I'm out of focus, just not out of focus in terms of camera, but like maybe I am out. I'm not even in the camera, so out of focus doesn't mean shit. But I'm just not focused at all. I just don't want to do shit, but like, you know, the project is due in like less than a week now. Of course that doesn't work. Come on. I was doing puzzle to like break the loop of doom scrolling, I guess, and actually be productive. How long has it been? 20 minutes? Alright. Let's just go through this again. This one might do well here. Oh, actually. Oh, fuck. That'll be a pain to remove. That was not it. Thank you, long fingernails. And that's not it either. Okay. Nope. Okay. I was right all along. Wait a minute. I was wrong all along. It was actually there. I didn't think it was there. Man. Sometimes you worry about fame. Sometimes you worry about being remembered, actually. You can't remember when you die, apparently. Apparently, he says. Whatever. You know, we all grew up. I grew up. I grew up. I don't think I'll make generalizations about the rest of humanity, but I grew up with like the desire to be remembered, right? Like I grew up with like an ambition to like make my name heard and so forth, and like because you know, like in your daily lives, when you look in the mirror, I mean not look in the mirror, but like look online, and you see like people that have achieved fame, especially so easily, right? Especially in the modern age with like social medias and all this and that. You look at all this fantastic people that are becoming famous, and you think that you can become famous too. Well, that's great, dude. But like, you know, everything in childhood is a bit vague. Everything's a bit not quite defined properly. So you want to be famous, you don't have any idea what that means. And so if you're someone like me, you've been latching on to this vague dream of becoming famous, that by the time you get to like college, or maybe like high school, I'll not expose myself by saying college. I'll just say high school. But like by the time you reach high school, you're like, well, number one, I've been disillusioned to the entire notion of being famous. I don't want to be famous anymore because, like, you know, I've learned all these nuances through school, and like I've realized that being famous is just so shallow of an ambition. But like, number one, what do I strive for anyways? Like in place of that, you know? Like, man, what do you do? What do you do if you've had one dream crushed and like you don't got no backup? Just going through the pieces here. And so then like, well, number two, after number one, is like, oh, nice, okay. After you've given up on your dream, like, what do I do? Or maybe you've hung on to your dreams. Let's say you hung on to your dream of becoming famous. And now, like, you're growing up. You're moving through the ranks. And, maybe you know what you want to do. I'm not sure I would be confident in such a preposition. But let's say, by some miracle, you know what you want to do. And now, like, now like you're going into this whole industry or something, like this whole broader community of stuff that's related to your path, and now like you're pursuing something that, like, in an instrumental sense, so to speak. I'm borrowing that from my philosophy class. That is, you're pursuing this whole path not for the path itself, not because you enjoy that thing, but because you want to be famous. But at the same time, like, do you know what it means to be famous in that path you're searching for? And probably not is likely the answer, because you've been so hung up on this idea of being famous, but like not really anything else. And then it becomes a whole spiel of like, oh, when do I become famous and all this and that. And like, I don't want to do this anymore. Like, I don't have an interest in this and what so forth. And like, being famous is now an illusion. Now, regardless of what you decide to do, because like, you'll have to learn that sooner or later, no matter what you do, you have to learn that, being famous it's a mixed bag. There are plenty of stories where like famous people just die. Well, not die, but like they go through hell on earth because they are famous and now have responsibilities due specifically to their fame. Like whatever they associate themselves with. Is associated to any particular fan base they might have, if they have a fan base, so to speak. And then like, if they say something bad, then is there a way of coming back from that? I don't know. It's like you gotta tailor yourself to the needs of the public in order to stay famous and relevant and not, dive off a cliff in terms of being irrelevant. It's all about relevance. And like, it's such a tightrope to walk. And now you don't want to be famous, right? Now you want to be anything but famous. But if you want to make your mark on the world, you can't not be famous. Like, I guess I've been such a moralist. I have always possessed some kind of like moral perfectionism in my brain. Like, I think the philosophy that drives me right now is a sort of being as unobtrusive as possible. I want to be as unobtrusive as possible. And part of that deals with being invisible. And like, how can you be invisible while still making an impact? Because I want to make an impact. Well, that's very broad. I want to be of help. But at the same time, like, good intentions are enough. I intend to be of help, but like at the same time, what if my actions just fucking cause someone to die? And then like, oh no, people think I wanted that person to die, even though like that was not my intention. But like, or like, I killed someone, right? I killed someone, and that's not gonna change. It's not gonna change to be like, oh, I accidentally, or not, well, like, it's not gonna change to I simply injured someone, or like, I made a mistake. No, I killed them, right? I killed them. And then like that's a stain on your record. It's like you like accidentally spilled like a bunch of yeah, it's like that. It's like you're carrying some paint, some red paint, right? And then all of a sudden you trip over a rock, and then that paint goes all over your clothes, and some random passersby sees you and thinks you committed murder, an absolutely gruesome murder, and despite your attempts to prove that you didn't, they're still gonna think you murdered them, and that's their first impression of you, right? And then like you can't erase that. Nothing's gonna change. You can't clarify anything now. It's stuck in their mind. And then we're like, what if that was a potential employer and he saw that and was like, oh damn, he murders them. He don't serve anyone, he murders people. And all of a sudden, you've just lost yourself for a good job. And then like, and now that you've lost yourself a good job, it's like, ooh, you're in trouble. You're in trouble. And then like, you know, me being a moralist, like, there's the big question of, do I deserve to be in trouble? And I believe the answer is probably yes. I deserve all the bad things that are happening to me at any given instant. And the crucial thing is that I don't believe this of anyone else. I think that I am wholly deserving of all the bad stuff that might happen to me, both in the past and in the future. That's a central tenet of my belief in myself, not in other people. I do not assume anything of other people. However, oh, I'm just rambling about morals now. What the hell happened to this channel? It used to be so idyllic here when he would just ramble about his own happenings instead of, you know, broad philosophical questions. Man, he really fell off. This person really fell off. And then like, man, I don't got... Was there ever something to fall from? No. No, it's great when you don't have this, when you don't have heaps of subscribers. It's great when you're not famous, so to speak. Because you can say anything and like no one will listen because no one does listen. And you know, part of me is like, man, it's so boring with only like what, 15 subscribers. But at the same time, like, you can say anything. Well, assuming you don't become famous. That's the thing. The future is always threatening you with a knife. So, you know, I don't want to be famous, y'all. I think I've made up my mind. What time is it? Oh, 34 minutes. I'll stop at 40. I've got so much work to do. And oh my goodness gracious, I am tearing this thing up. When I'm done with this, there won't be a puzzle left. That was awful. There won't be a puzzle left, he says. How the hell does that happen? Did I eat it all up? I suppose I ate it all up. I think that's a natural assumption. Ooh, a leg. This could be a good leg. A good leg. Actually, it's an arm. Wow, how wonderful. It's an arm instead of a leg. So many of you are probably I would assume that nobody's watching this. So I can say whatever I want, right? It's probably gonna change in a couple of days. Someone's gonna come in here, they're gonna put this on to sleep. Actually, that won't happen in a couple of days. It's gonna happen in a couple years. Because popularity doesn't really I hesitate to say anything about that, because you know how the internet is. You get popular just like that. You just like you snap your fingers and all of a sudden you're popular. Woo, look at you. And then all the responsibilities of becoming popular, like that's when it hits you. That's when you're like, oh, I opened Pandora's box, so to speak. That's what happens. And then it dies away within like a couple months, and then you're like, oh, thank goodness. And like being famous now isn't really something you can add to your resume, right? Like, man, I had this many subscribers on my YouTube. That's what. Or like, number one, there are many people that now have that distinction. Like, what separates you from them, right? And like, you know, some of them aren't really virtuous, so to speak. Like, are you sure like you want to be associated with YouTubers now? It's like being famous is actually like kind of a burden to your potential as a human being, as a member of a functioning society. Yeah, and then even worse, people on the sidewalk will be like, oh, it's you from that thing in YouTube. And you're like, oh no, I don't want to be remembered for that. Oh, I'm just rambling. I'm rambling. One ramble after another. I think I'm high. I haven't taken any drugs yet, but I am high. That'll be something out of context. Yeah, there's barely any context to this video anyways. You can assume whatever I say is false, right? I'm not suicidal at all, right? Is that a truth? Is that a lie? Who knows? For legal reasons, that was a truth. Yes, that is not ironic. That is the truth. Yes, of course. I'm making good work on this, but somehow I feel like I'm not. It's the Schrodinger's progress. I feel like I'm making progress, but I'm not. I feel like I'm making progress, but at the same time, I feel like I'm not making progress. Man, I'm just tired. I got stuff waiting upstairs to be done, and my mind's going blank. One more match and then I'll go. That's my motto. I always say it, like, one more match and then I'll go. Like I'm trying to make a comparison that isn't too inappropriate. Ah, fuck it. Everything is, oh wow, I didn't even think that was, okay. Oh yeah, I did say one more, right? Like, one more, and that was the one more, so I will leave this there. And then I will step away, and then I won't do any puzzle anymore, because I got so much work upstairs to do, and I cannot really afford to stay here any longer, so I'm gonna go. I just saw that piece and I was wondering. Anyways, distractions aside, I'm just gonna go. Bye bye.